Alright, we start recording. And let's start Raincode. I got my, I've got my, brain juice fluid with me. I've got my gamer subs. I still think the funniest part about me seeing that movie was that I completely forgot it's almost Christmas. So, I did not expect the fucking sea of children. And I really should have. And I find it so funny that as the movie's ending and we're watching the credits and waiting for the credit scenes, the children are they're just all in front of me because I'm at the very front on the daybed. And they're just running around, they're racing each other. I'm like, man, kids. And then I finally get up because I'm like, I'm the only I'm literally here by myself. I bought a daybed seat for myself. Had a whole bed to myself.
Wait, what if some toxic gas is still lingering around? Nah, just kidding.
I get up to leave. There's just a vomit on a seat, and I'm like, child had throw up. Are the peacekeepers still in here? They're not looking.
I knew it. There are still some peacekeepers. But once I'm at the computer, I'll be in their blind spot.
How are you going to get past them?
I just need to reach the computer without being seen.
This mission is impossible. Master, you gotta make sure you don't get clumsy.
There's no time. We need to hurry up and check the doc. All that's left is to check the computer.
Wash the can.
Who's there?
Oh no!
Jeez, I told you not to get clumsy.
You're that terrorist detective. How did you get here? I'll catch you and report to Director Yuma.
Master, you'll have to take a chance in the mystery labyrinth.
Wait, I didn't check the computer yet. I have to do.
Then what are you gonna do?
I held the button too long. Yuma's stupid.
What do I do?
Just come quietly. Resistance is futile. What's the matter?
Vivia.
Vivia!
Sheesh. What a pain. I want to die someday.
So that's the question. Did Vivia just kill those
you came to
dudes?
help me?
Or did he just, like, knock out Juice?
I always like to keep this syringe in my pocket.
Why?
He walks around with a syringe. He's like a walking cop magnet.
I know I should leave you alone, but curiosity got the best of me.
Okay, no, let's just knock out drugs. He's still breathing.
You are like death itself.
You said that before, but I'm not the death detective.
No matter. I will be a witness to the end. Once you obtain the truth, I'll see if you choose to scream or fall silent.
I don't get what you mean, but you really saved me. And now I can check the doctor's computer.
I have a feeling the way he's talking makes me feel like Yako has something to do with this. But I don't know if he's
Vivia really
being
helped us out
overly,
Let's wrap up this investigation now.
like, overly generalized, or if he actually knows something.
It's not locked. Oh, thank goodness.
No one could enter this room, so he didn't need to set a password.
Time to check it out. Let's see. Security log, reference folder 1, folder 2, folder 3.
Well, what are you looking at? And what did you find out?
Well, basically, when the security system is turned on or off, it automatically records the date and time in the log. So if someone cut the security and entered this room without permission, it would be recorded in the log.
Huh. I don't really get it. I'm not into modern machines and stuff.
Huh? What's going on here?
What's wrong?
The only instance of the security being switched off was an hour ago. It hasn't been turned back on since. So, that means this must have been when I used Amapal to disable the security.
Right. So what?
Well, the last time security was cut was 90 days ago.
90 days?
Which means that security was up for at least 90 days before I disarmed it. There wasn't a single moment that security was cut during that time.
So how did he do it?
This old man was cooped up in here for 90 days? He's a bona fide shut-in!
That's not the problem here. There's no record of anyone coming in and out of this room. There should be a log of the hitman entering before we did. Since there isn't, the doctor couldn't have been murdered here. It's the perfect, impossible crime.
From the looks of it, it appears we have strayed further from the truth. The files are formatted to prevent editing. There doesn't appear to be signs that the log was rewritten.
We've checked the data, but it's just made the crime even more impossible.
They already announced Sonic 4. Bro, with that, I'm not surprised.
And thus, the mystery deepens. Mysterious.
It's not over yet. There could be more secret data. Halara even mentioned it. His emails haven't been deleted. He's been communicating a lot with the same person. One message is fairly recent, too.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's a great thing. We have trouble. Someone has discovered our deal. You should go into hiding for some time being. It appears it's time to call it quits. We've profited enough from this already. It's too dangerous to leak research and confidential information any longer. I shall fully withdraw from here. With this money, I shall fund my new research. Are the rumors true? You intend to leave Karnai Ward? Doctor, don't tell me you're plotting to take the research and run. I hope you know this, but you have nowhere to go. What's the matter, Doctor? Are you ignoring me? I will not permit any betrayal. I've told you before, you have nowhere to run. Prepare yourself. Why would an email service allow someone to name their emails that? It could be Yomi he's talking to.
This is...
Quite a suspicious exchange.
Trying to discredit Makoto?
I'm sure Doctor refers to Dr. Huesca, but who is the anonymous person?
The address is just random characters jumbled together. It'd be hard to figure out who the person is just from this.
The doctor spoke to a mysterious person about leaking research and confidential information.
Speaking of which, Makoto mentioned something similar.
Well, this is just a rumor, but someone in Amaterasu Corporation is working behind the scenes with Dr. Huesca. I don't know what they're plotting, but if this rumor is true, they must be dealt with eventually.
So his suspicions were right. Searching through the backlog of the emails, this appears to have been going on for over 5 years. But it seems like their relationship soured about 6 months ago. I guess the doctor wanted to cut ties.
So the doctor plotted to leave Kanai Ward, and this anonymous tried to stop him.
It's more like he directly threatened him, if you ask me.
Could Anonymous be the one who hired the hitman?
The doctor betrayed him, so he sought to kill the doctor. Makes sense.
The doctor didn't shut himself in here just for research. He did it to protect himself.
He felt Anonymous posed a threat. so he barricaded himself in a lab with impenetrable security. That also makes sense.
But he sure didn't act like someone living with a death threat, right?
Either he was that confident in his security, or it was just a facade. Regardless, this Anonymous is very suspicious. If only we could find out who this is.
Even if that person hired the hitman, we still don't know how he got inside.
True, that is the biggest puzzle here. How did the culprit get through such perfect security and murder the doctor? If we don't figure that out, the case can't be solved and our innocence can't be proven.
Huh?
What
Yeah,
are you
time's
doing
up.
here?
You again? What are you, anyway? Were you born just to get in my way? Or was this all fated from the very beginning? No. Fate is just an excuse for defeatists. Alright, fine. You're not just some shit in my path. You're an obstacle in the way of my ideals. A piece of trash. Trash must be dealt with properly before you rot and start to stink! What's your name?
Yuma Coco Pet.
I see. I'll make a path through Kanai Ward's sewers with your name on it. Of course, it'll be named after your bones once they're dumped there. Hey! Capture these criminals! I'll execute them on the spot!
Shinigami, can you do it?
Of course, Master! We're finally acting like partners!
Now I really want to see Vivia's reaction to
And of
Shinigami.
course, it's all thanks to my patient training!
To the mystery labyrinth!
Alright! Mystery Labyrinth!
Vivia's like, oh, he stopped time. Again. Yeah, because I wonder if they've ever done this while Vivia's been ghost mode.
This. I see. So this is your true power. Yuma. I knew you were dangerous.
No matter what you say, it's already way too late!
I want to die someday.
Down the rabbit hole we go!
He's already somewhat aware, yeah, but the bits that he's been saying have made me want to see his thoughts and reactions on stuff. It's like, since Shinigami started being kind of weird around him. Like, ooh. Ooh. I've been like, what the fuck does he know?
Again with the falling. Why can't it ever be a gentle landing?
Like, of all the people we've brought in here, Vivia seems to be the one that's the most aware of what's going on. Like, he seems the least surprised. He's like, oh, Yuma, what the fuck?
Oh, Vivia.
Why can you do this?
This is called the Mystery Labyrinth.
So, this place is a physical manifestation of mysteries from the case?
You can tell? Well, anyway, this actually isn't my forte. It's...
Due to the power of death. Her, right?
Huh?
So you really could see me this whole time.
He could?
It's due to my spiritual affinity. Ever since I was young, I've been able to see otherworldly things. My forte was gained through training that innate talent. Though, I wasn't able to see her clearly like this before. I could tell you were talking to some haze following you around, but that was it. Until one day, I used my spectral projection at the agency, and saw that death got clear as crystal. After that, I did some research. I discovered that the WDO Underground Book Vault held something called the Book of Death, and also that someone had taken it.
Did I take it? Before I lost my memories?
I don't know. Since you're a rookie, I doubt you'd have access to the book vault.
Vivia, why'd she become a bad bitch? She really is a bad bitch, though. I'd fuck the shit out of that death guard.
Only a handful of people have WDO clearance for that.
Just a handful?
Anyway, you've been using this ability to solve the other cases up till now, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, this is also related to the mysterious deaths of all those culprits? My guess is, clearing a labyrinth, a materialization of a mystery, causes its true perpetrator to die.
That FNAF 2 clip will haunt that man forever. Fucking good.
If that's the case, you've killed a lot of people with your own hands, Yuma.
Well, I didn't really kill anyone. It's just what happens when...
Nope. I may be the one reaping their souls, but the blood is still on your hands.
What? Hey!
No point in pretending to be a goody two-shoes. You're risking your life to solve these mysteries.
I see. So you're determined to do this, huh? Sorry, but I don't think I have that kind of conviction myself.
Yeah, can he just wait out here?
So, I think I'll take a nap here while you go and risk your life.
You can sleep if you want, but you won't be able to get out.
Is that so?
If you're not with Master when and if he solves the labyrinth, this place will collapse around you. Well, if you don't have any regrets in the real world, you're free to die here.
Regrets? I don't have any of those, but there are still some things I've left unfinished. Especially after you exposed the mystery of this case.
What do you mean by that?
I'll be perfectly clear. I'm just going to tag along. I'll leave the heavy lifting to you.
I don't care what you do, just don't get in our way. Well, Master, let's do the usual.
You sound far too excited for this.
Okay.
Master,
Yuma's
are
just
you
like,
ready to give your
if I
life for the
must.
truth?
I am.
Is that sword for cutting through mysteries? This place must be pretty dangerous.
As Shinigami throws up.
Here you go, Master. Here's your solution key.
Is that key something like a clue for the case? Wow. Looks like you're ready to go.
Could you be more of a doubter? Whatever. I'm gonna ignore you. So let's go and unriddle this mystery labyrinth. Let's hunt down this culprit who preys on the truth.
We have to walk? This is unbearable.
Come on! You're bumming me out here.
I thought you were gonna ignore him.
Girls poop sparkles and pee rainbows. You won't guess what they puke. They puke up keys.
Say, Vivia, do you remember anything about the case?
I want to see Vivia run.
You mean Dr. Huesca's murder? Or are you talking about when Chief Yako was attacked?
Huh? You remember? Everyone else that came here lost their memories.
That's pretty rare. Must be because of his whole spiritual thing.
That also means you probably won't forget what's happening in here.
So the others lost their memories. That's why no one remembers this death god.
How rude of them. It's thanks to yours truly that those cases got solved.
That reminds me, I used my coalescence with Fubuki before Vivia. But Vivia is the only one who came into the mystery labyrinth.
I guess coalescence got overridden. Maybe it only takes the most recent ability. I don't know either.
You don't know? But coalescence is your power, Shinigami.
Relax, will ya? Minor detail.
You would have been better off with Fubuki. She would have been far more useful for this case.
She's no, not really.
It doesn't matter anyway. No one can use their forte here.
Oh. So now I really don't have to do anything. Thank goodness. What a relief.
Jeez! You ever think your lack of motivation could be contagious?
Hey, relax.
Yeah, I mean, coalescence could actually be Yuma's thing. But he wouldn't know that.
Ooh, there's that mystery!
Huh?
That's weird.
I told you to stop surprising me like that.
I thought this labyrinth would only require your wits. But it looks like it's going to take more than that, Yuma.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of wits, so he doesn't have a choice.
Huh? Why didn't a problem appear?
Not only was there no problem, no choice appeared either. Master, maybe you don't even know which mystery to start with to solve this case.
Yeah, there's so many unknowns. I'm honestly feeling lost right now.
Well, we're already in here, so it's solve it or die.
Come on! You gotta know where to start with this stuff, or you won't be able to solve a single thing. Let's decide that for now. What's the first mystery of this case?
The first mystery is the fact that Dr. Huesca was murdered in a completely locked room with no way in or out. The doctor was located deep in the critical lab, behind layers of security. And yet, he was found stabbed to death. We were the first to discover the body. At the time, we were controlling the robot, Amapel. Because of that, we were thought to be the culprits. But we obviously aren't.
Yeah, the question: how the fuck did he get in?
So how did the culprit get in and out of the doctor's lab? That's what I don't know.
Because a random thought I had while, like, between streams. oh, maybe Fink was hiding in the vent in the decontamination room, and then when we left to send Armor Pal in, he followed Armor Pal. But that also doesn't quite work, because the reason we went to get Armor Pal is because Huesca was freaking out.
But the culprit is definitely the hitman, right?
I think so, but I'm not absolutely sure. Besides, even if the hitman did it, there's the question of who hired him. But there's no doubt the hitman stabbed Chief Yako. That's the only thing I'm absolutely certain about.
Peacekeepers?
Are we gonna see Phantom Yomi?
Kanai Ward's garbage. What are you doing here?
Yomi Hellsmile.
So the director of the Peacekeepers is here.
Yeah, but he's just part of the Mystery Labyrinth.
I figured. In other words, he's a monster created from the labyrinth, right?
Right.
You pieces of shit.
Oh, I like what I'm seeing. I dig it. It's so different from everything else. I feel like that's a good thing.
You're disturbing the peace of Kanai Ward!
This guy doesn't seem like an easy opponent.
Hey, yo, he got that bendy sword.
But we have no choice. For Chief Yako, for everyone.
You killed Dr. Huesca, didn't you? Turn yourselves in so I can torture you to death!
He's straight, much like the straight red flag. Oh, new song for Reasoning Deathmatch. Probably shoe print on the head.
You're the ones who killed Dr. Huesca! You disarmed the security system to the doctor's lab.
Swap keys.
And then murdered him inside. Until you actually entered the lab, the security system for the critical lab stayed active. It's impossible to bypass the system while it's active. In other words, no one can enter the doctor's lab. There couldn't be an intruder.
This is the truth!
Yeah, we just gotta go through the old classic thing. Alright, I don't quite know the answer. I just need to.
When the body was first discovered, Amapal was about to enter the doctor's lab.
I just need to solve the problems the game puts in front of me, and we'll figure it out together. All I need to focus on right now.
But something bumped into it and knocked it over. In fact, there was a mark on Amapal's head, like someone kicked it. That mark wasn't there when we borrowed it. It's proof that someone else was in the lab.
You call that evidence? Is bullshit the only thing that comes out of that mouth?
We have to
Don't make me
repel.
laugh. Shit! There was an intruder? That's impossible!
I had to dodge it. I was panicking. Oh.
And in fact, you proved that yourself!
That claim doesn't hold up. What do you mean? We proved there wasn't an intruder.
You still don't understand? Don't make me laugh! If there was another intruder,
Maybe this, because I don't think this really is relevant.
then where did they go? By the the time you arrived at the scene.
I was looking at the fucking noise.
There was no one else, right? There's no place to hide in the critical lab.
Now slash through this mystery. There's a hiding spot. It's inside the airlock's decontamination device.
God, you know I feel confident in these answers when, I'm not letting it cycle. I'm just like, yep, that's it.
The fence cover can be easily removed, and there's just enough space for someone to fit inside. If they hid inside the decontamination device, we wouldn't have seen them when we arrived at the scene.
So what? You've got it all wrong anyway. Everything is wrong. Your existence is all wrong. Have fun chasing that fake truth you found.
I'm mad at the damage I took, because, like, 2 of them were just me being stupid.
We managed to defeat him this time, but it's not over yet.
He sure is persistent, huh?
Anyway, there's no doubt someone else was inside the doctor's lab. So let's unravel each mystery one at a time.
All right, we'll get it this time.
Was there an
Come on.
intruder?
Why does it have to be so sudden?
Okay, now that we've wedged our way into this mystery, we just gotta head through the labyrinth and reach the truth!
Would the info from these guys be relevant at all?
Hmm?
Don't know which to pick. Right. Yeah, no, it's not relevant.
Say,
No slip-ups. The only reason I'm leaning towards no is because of the person with the lab coat. But I don't know if I'm overthinking that. I mean, I've never gotten the 50. I've never gotten this wrong, so I don't know what it looks like. Let's just go with yes.
Right here!
We're just now getting to the point. What a pain.
hey, don't sigh. This is a good thing.
Sorry.
Like, I think I'm overthinking.
Anyway, let's head inside.
Because if he's trying to slip out, wearing a lab coat makes the most sense.
There was an intruder for sure. We know someone bumped into Amapal.
The culprit probably hit Amapal on their way out. After that, they must have intended to leave the lab. But they couldn't because we were in the front chamber. So they hid inside the decontamination device to avoid us.
So, if you checked inside the decontamination device on the way to the scene, you would have caught the culprit then and there.
Yeah, but it was an emergency and we had no idea they were in there.
It's super lame to make up excuses, Master.
It's not an excuse,
Did I have that theory? I don't think I did.
but it is true. If I had thought about why Amapal was knocked over at that time, I would have realized the culprit was in there. We could have waited in ambush or searched for them. And if I'd caught the culprit then, Chief Yako wouldn't have gotten stabbed.
Master, wallowing in regret is even lamer. If you have time for that, you have time to keep going.
Right.
It could have been one of my theories. I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. But then when I think about it, like, no, it doesn't. Like, I can contradict itself.
Really? Another fork in the path.
Seems like we're finally at the central question. This is the first step to solving how the culprit committed an impossible murder.
I leave the rest to you. I'm going to read a book or something.
You can bring your own stuff into the mystery labyrinth?
He's just special.
So I know that one on the left isn't true, because Huesca proved it's not true. Like, the security didn't get stopped by that. So it's one of these two. But he obviously entered, so I feel like it's invited him by the door. He did the event, then the armor passed. Yeah, I said that before. Like, I threw that theory out because Huesca reacted before we got the armor pal. But I feel like he was invited in. Because he had to have entered.
The doctor invited the culprit in? But why?
Things are so muddled now because we're assuming the culprit forced their way inside. If the culprit was invited to the lab, then he easily would have been able to enter.
Ah, so you think the doctor disabled the security? He wouldn't need it if he was expecting a guest.
I was like, why, huh?
Huh? A trap?
Floor Angie.
Guess you were wrong, Yuma. Well, I already knew that before you entered.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
You wanted me to tell you? You should have said so earlier. People only grow by learning from past mistakes, which is why I purposely...
Master, we have to get out of here!
How do we get out?
Use logic to show how this route is the wrong one!
All right, I'll try. The log on the doctor's computer didn't show any signs of security getting shut down. If that's the case, he certainly didn't cut security just to let someone in. Well, I may have messed up, but at least we got a little closer to the truth.
Huh, I didn't know that's what would happen if
Maybe,
you fucked
but
that up.
If you hadn't messed up in the first place, you wouldn't have to come up with such a lame excuse.
I know. I'll do better next time.
So then he never entered in the first place then, right? Huesca pretended Fink was in there, used to let him in. He grabbed the armor pal. Fink was late or something? Maybe. That theory's right, but I don't think it is. Okay, we'll find out.
Culprit never entered? But you said there's no doubt the culprit was in there.
Perhaps the intruder is not the culprit after all.
So you're saying that the doctor committed suicide? If the doctor committed suicide, then the culprit wasn't the intruder, but the doctor himself.
I think I fucked up
The
again.
doctor did it? There would be no intruder. The doctor was already in the lab.
Huh? This route is wrong too? Again?
No need to worry, Yuma. I don't mind it at all if we can't find a way to move forward.
Sheesh. Even I'm losing motivation. You can take care of this on your own, can't you, Master?
Don't let him influence you!
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to stab himself in the back.
That's right. The doctor was stabbed 3 times in the back. One stab would have indicated that he held the knife in place, then fell on it to kill himself. But he couldn't have made 3 wounds like that. There's no way it was a suicide.
Might be a choose every option type route? Possibly. Maybe the game is just ultra big braining and I'm not realizing.
No excuses, Master. Do it again.
You're tired, Yuma. Why don't you lie down for a bit?
Resting here wouldn't help me at all.
I mean, that's actually a good point, Corgi, because why would they voice this if it's wrong? Because normally they don't voice the wrong outcomes. I mean, if you fucked up in Danganronpa, they didn't just be like... They didn't say verbally, Makoto, you're so stupid, you're just a silly boy. They just insulted you through text and you moved on with life.
Right here!
It's the blue room.
Culprit used the blackout to slip past security and into the lab. That answer is pretty simple. Almost too simple.
Huh? What? This was the last route!
This labyrinth is a tricky one. It's like one of those old detective novels. Perhaps you're the real culprit, Yuma.
Really, Master?
Of course not! Focus! We need to get out of here!
It would be this one, because it's, yeah, separate power supply.
The doctor said the critical lab was on a separate grid, and the lab switchboard wasn't in the electrical room. The security wouldn't shut off, even if there was a blackout in the building.
Get his ass, so
What's going on? Were all 3 routes wrong?
I said maybe. Like, that makes the most sense.
I wonder what it means.
It also would make a bit of sense why Yomi's demon or his labyrinth, his fucking phantom looks so different. A secret fourth
there's
door.
another door!
I get it! Since we proved that every possibility was wrong, a new one has appeared!
Interesting. The mystery labyrinth not only materializes the case, but also changes based on your investigation.
Right. Something felt off about those other routes. It's almost like we were forced to choose the wrong way.
But by eliminating each wrong answer one by one, you opened the path to the right answer.
You sound disappointed.
Who cares? Let's just see what's in the final route!
Yuma, Vivi is always disappointed. He lives. Entered and killed
They
via
used
spectral projection?
to enter and kill him?
Then, the culprit is...
Interesting.
I can't believe the culprit entered the labyrinth with us. That's never happened before. How dare you trick me! there is no escape! Once the mystery labyrinth is solved, the culprit will be judged! Master, let's finish up this mystery labyrinth and boot kill this dude!
Hold on!
He runs like such a dweeb.
Huh? Another trap?
Floor Angie.
That's why I said to wait. There's no way Vivi is the culprit.
Then prove it and beat this thing! I won't be convinced until you do!
Yeah, ghost form traits. You can't touch anything while spectral projecting.
To begin with, nothing can be touched while in ghost form. He couldn't have held the murder weapon, the knife.
I mean, he did hold a knife in his ghost form.
So it's not possible that he stabbed the doctor. Now
He's
do
gonna
you
ghost
trust
stab
Vivia?
me.
Master, I've said this 1,000 times, but a detective must suspect everything.
You still-
Besides, it's his fault for being so sketchy. The way he looks, how he talks, everything is super suspicious.
Sorry. I do try to stay out of sight.
What's the truth? I haven't opened my fucking pocket pack
Anyway,
today.
let's go back.
I'm changing the time. They're available again. No. I'm gambling.
If he's not the culprit, then we're back to square one.
Let's try going back to the fork in the path. Maybe something else changed.
Oh, I got a card I needed. Oh, 2 cards. Let's go.
Nothing's changed.
There aren't any new doors. What? There's nowhere to go? What was the point of eliminating all the other paths?
Come on.
Don't start with that again. How about you help us for a change? You better cooperate, unless you want to get chopped up by Master Solution Blade.
Yes, I got a card I needed again. Let's go.
Hold on,
My
Shinigami.
gamma.
I don't want to get chopped up. I dislike pain immensely. But you know, the journey up to now wasn't a waste. We did eliminate many possibilities.
But Vivia, there are endless possibilities.
But that means nothing if we can't reach the truth.
Nothing. Why do you want the truth in the first place?
Huh?
It's easy to say you want the truth. But are you sure you can handle it?
You can't handle the truth.
No matter how cruel the truth may be.
Can I handle it?
I'm still not sure if you're the kind of person who can. I bet you're not sure either. That's why you're still so hesitant. This mystery labyrinth also reflects your reluctance. Maybe that's why you can't reach the truth.
What are you talking about? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I won't hesitate to expose the truth.
So you still haven't realized it? Guess you're not quite there yet. Well, that's fine for now. But eventually, you'll be forced to make a choice. When that happens, you'll have to prove your conviction and expose the truth, like you said.
Enough nonsense. Let's find some clues.
As an apology for the distraction, let me tell you something. This labyrinth appears to change shape by reflecting our investigation. So, instead of following the revealed path, isn't it possible to carve your own path?
Carve my own path? That's right, Shinigami! We can create new routes with our own deductions. Maybe we can do it here.
Sometimes, just a slight change in perspective is enough to completely change how you see things.
So if I change my perspective here, I might see something new. I see. I was so focused on how to overcome the security system. But that's not right. I need to change my perspective and think about who could have overcome it.
Don't box yourself in with your own assumptions.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
I hate when the anemic vampire tells us what to do. But if Master wants to... then fine. I'll lend you my power. Lay it all out, Master.
Oh, you're into the barrel. Damn it, I hate the barrel.
Let's work together as a team.
Who is capable of overcoming the security system? Oh, it's Armor Pal.
Go, go, go! Great! Ta-da! That's right!
A new route appeared.
This is all thanks to me.
Perhaps I said too much. Well, nothing has been solved yet.
I wish you'd express yourself a little better. How can we tell if you're happy or sad?
I've never been happy or sad in my entire life.
You suck.
I want to die someday.
This guy's hopeless.
Anyway, let's explore this new route.
Ooh, these stairs are fancy. Stop bullying a suicidal
When we
man.
think about
Never.
who could get past security, the only option we know of is Amapao.
True. And that's how we were able to get through security ourselves.
But it's just a toy robot, right? How is it related to the case?
I don't know yet, but since Amapal can get through security, it must be important.
It's sealed off here, too.
Hey, there's an intercom. Maybe someone will respond if you use it.
No way. Huh? Doctor?
Huh? Wait. What the?
Somebody come help me!
Isn't this the footage of when the doctor was attacked?
Yeah, you're right.
The mystery materialized. It must be related to what the doctor just said. So the question is, who did the doctor say, "Who are you?" to? Well, I'll leave it to you.
I don't get how you can keep reading at a time like this.
He was dead. The no one idea. Ah. Honestly, this is why I think this mystery so far is the best. I don't know. Try it. Fuck it, we ball.
The trap didn't activate. Does that mean we found the right answer?
Like,
Huh? So the right answer is no one?
the fact that I can't definitively say, yeah, he said that to the culprit, makes this so fucking good.
Why would the doctor say, "Who are you?" if no one was there?
The security was still active at the time, so no one could enter the doctor's lab, right? And that was before I borrowed Amapel. So the only explanation is that no one was there.
Why would he say that if no one was there?
I think if we go there, we'll find the answer.
What? That route's obviously just a side road. Who cares what the old geezer was thinking anyway?
See, I don't know if you're speculating. You're definitely not, because you know the answer. You've just been giving me little teasers of the right way.
But it looks like this is the only way we can go. Besides, I am curious about what was going through his mind.
Because you did make the thing of, like, maybe this was Huesca's plan all along, just to give him an excuse to get out.
It could be an important factor in solving the mystery behind this case.
Still, being forced to take a side route is too much trouble. Makes me wish I was dead.
In we go!
So, Master, do you have an idea about what the geezer was thinking?
Not yet, but I think it has to do with why he said, "Who are you?" I think
Why are
the
you?
doctor was putting on an act.
An act? Really?
The doctor put on an act for a reason, but I have no idea why. We have to figure that out by going down this doctor's motive route.
He's here too?
You rats keep scurrying around. Do you really think you'll discover Dr. Weska's motive this way?
Good luck with that, morons! He had no motive at all!
Well, you said there's nothing here. Let's head back.
We can't do that! If he's trying to block our path, then this route must be important.
Fine.
I'm only here because you maggots piss me off.
So, I'm gonna end you here and now! This
Which one's the photo? I mean, it's probably this.
was all part of the doctor's plan. He didn't have a plan at all. That exchange on the intercom wasn't an act. There was no reason to put on a show. The doctor misunderstood.
Damn it, I jumped too early.
You probably don't know this. Wesker put his soul into his work. The research was going well. The doctor was loyal to Amaterasu.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Phantom Yomi
No,
denying
the
it.
doctor was planning on betraying
It is.
Amaterasu Corporation. He was trying to escape Kanai Ward.
I'd be very interested to know if Yomi is the culprit behind this. Like, he's the one who dies. Who's the villain for Chapter 5? Is it Makoto?
He said so in the messages he wrote.
You little.
What doesn't help right now is I'm also thinking about a D&D character on the side because I got invited to a one-shot for Christmas. So I'm going to be doing that on Monday.
Yomi's rebuttal. What was that? What was he trying to deny? Why was he covering up the doctor's motives?
Oh, I should be running. Fuck. I skipped 4 lines of dialogue, goddamn.
It seems that this case involves the inner workings of Amaterasu.
Right. The doctor was going to betray Amaterasu, and whoever he was emailing knew that. So the doctor locked himself in the lab to protect himself from that person.
Perhaps the doctor's act had something to do with that.
Floor fall.
It's the security gate. Everything's locked up.
Which means this is a complex problem. We have to choose the right door and insert the correct solution key.
This is way more hassle than before. Guess I'll leave it to you, Yuma.
As always.
Change places. Oh no, that would be. And that makes sense of why he tried to leave. But what does swapping places mean? Are all the keys the same? They are. Like, I don't understand. Like, am I rebutting it? Or... I don't quite understand here. Any insight? Oh, thanks, you're great help, Vivia.
Oh,
Start by thinking about the door first, then you can find the right solution key. See, this is kind of helpful, thank you. So, terrorist bombing. The food has nothing to do with that. That's an irrelevant key. Doctor's notes. Terrorist bombing is irrelevant too. I know, but it's like, what the fuck? So it's like, am I trying to figure out the right door and the right key? Because for the blackout and the map kind of makes sense, because he's been in there for a while, so he wouldn't quite know. I can try it. No, that's not it.
This is bad. This isn't the right solution key?
Calm down, Master. And check the contents of each solution key.
Only the doctor knew the details of the plan, so it should be in his notes.
Let me read over. Yeah, so that was the game just saying, yeah, it's his notes. What door then? Oh. Oh, yeah. I see it. I see it. I was thinking about it the wrong way originally.
Oh, the door actually opened. I knew I could let Yuma handle it.
But if you make the victim look unrecognizable, doesn't really matter whose body it is, does it?
Are you sure you aren't a phantom?
So the doctor tried to swap places with someone else to escape from Amaterasu. The notes he left behind in the lab hinted at his plan.
You mean the diagram with the sulfuric acid being poured on someone?
Yeah, he was going to swap places with the corpse, then melt it with acid. He wanted to disfigure it beyond recognition. That's how he planned to fake his own death.
At the very least, it'd buy him enough time to escape Kanai Ward. Or so he thought.
But the Huesca had the acid in the lab. So it could have been an improvised weapon. Wouldn't make sense for Fink, though, because he would leave the knife. Okay, so this brings back the culprit hid behind Armor Pal. Like, that makes sense now, because Huesca was trying to lure us in.
Wow! Melting a corpse with sulfuric acid? So cool and grotesque! So who was the substitute supposed to be?
Maybe the hitman. The doctor was under surveillance by Amaterasu, but he was still looking for a chance to escape. When he learned a hitman was after him, he figured his chance had arrived. The doctor was hoping to use the security system to kill the hitman and use the body as a decoy.
Now that I think about it, the doctor did seem to be waiting for the hitman to arrive.
The hitman hasn't arrived yet. When will he show up? Don't tell me this so-called first-rate hitman was captured by peacekeepers.
But the hitman never did show up. That's why the doctor had a sudden change of plans.
Fink might not even be related to this, like, in reality, because Fink doesn't send calling cards. The knife is the calling card.
And that was the act he put on by asking, "Who are you?"
Perhaps that was a trap to lure you in, Yuma.
He was trying to lure Master?
He considered taking advantage of the detectives, since the hitman never showed up. So if he called for help, he would charge into the lab, not knowing anything about the security system, and thereby acquire the corpse he needed as his decoy.
That seems overly complicated. Like those guys who overthink asking girls out.
I think it's starting to come together.
Well, he couldn't have used another researcher. Someone would have noticed their absence. He needed visitors. People from outside to pull it off.
The calling card was Yumi. I think the calling card, you're along the lines of it's someone else. But I think the calling card was either Huesca or whoever's
So
helping
if I
him with
didn't know
idea.
about the security and had rushed into the lab.
You'd be a super sexy skeleton right now. Aw, so close.
You want that?
But the doctor's plan failed, and he actually got boom killed by the hitman. I get what he was trying to do, but what about the impossible murder?
Assuming the attack on the doctor was just an act when we saw him through the intercom, we at least know for sure the real attack hadn't happened yet.
In other words, the culprit entered the lab after that exchange.
My theory's back on the menu, boys!
So the problem is, when did they actually enter?
Use Makoto with Huesca? Maybe. What?
Where are we?
This place is a real mystery. Then again, I suppose that checks out.
Huh? Shinigami?
Yeah! Master, this looks like an important turning point! So, is that your final answer?
I haven't said anything yet!
Master, you need to narrow down the timing for when the culprit got inside. Now then, here's our fateful fork in the road. It's life or death! We're at the crossroads of mystery and solution. This earth-shattering choice may be your last.
Theory that either Makoto killed Huesca or he knew Yomi was planning to help him escape. The main thing I'm thinking of is how the culprit got in.
Now, Master, which one will you choose?
I don't like this question. Because is it implying that he entered the lab before the robot? Because I say yes, he went into Huesca's part of the lab before the robot. Because he was following the robot, and once the robot turned off the security, because the door takes 1,000,000 years to open, and the robot can't turn its head, that's when he went and made his way in. And then the doc got fucking shanked. And then... yeah, I don't actually... I really don't like this one. Can I be cheeky? I was hoping I could be cheeky. I was gonna be like, can I just make a save before this choice? Because if I get it wrong, I'm gonna be a little upset.
When I directed Amapel to go into the doctor's lab, he already had a knife stuck in him. Which means he was murdered before Amapel entered the doctor's lab.
Okay, so they're talking about the lab itself, not
Your
like the whole thing.
answer is correct! Congratulations, Master! Would you like to double down?
I like the drawn art style of everything, especially the different Shinigami like poses.
What are you talking about? Anyway, let's keep going.
That was such a weird, like, why did they do that for one question? What the fuck?
Little by little, we're narrowing down when the culprit entered.
Yeah, but we still don't know how yet. It had to be between when we spoke to the doctor over the intercom and when Amapal entered his lab. During that time, the culprit entered the doctor's lab and murdered him.
So the most likely time would be when you went to borrow Amapal, Master. The culprit had to have entered the lab then.
But Fubuki waited at the front chamber while Desuhiko and I went to borrow Amapal. She said no one entered or left the lab.
Oh, are we going back to the paper dimension?
Huh? We're back on the original path.
Maybe you're supposed to try opening that door now.
I'm sure that from here on out, it's not just about when, but also how the culprit got in. Yuma, there's no need to push yourself if things get too hard.
No, I can do it. I'm going to solve it.
See, the Makoto killed Wesker with Pink to stop Yomi from helping him escape. Well, Yomi killed Wesker because he didn't want him to leave for whatever reason for Wesker's plan to use Fink failed. I think I think Yomi is the more likely of the killer of the two. Because Yomi seems way...
This is a map of the critical lab.
Yomi seems way more likely to put someone down than Makoto is, at least from what I've gathered from the characters.
So we have to determine where the culprit was before the murder.
We'll have to solve them one at a time. Let's start with this mystery.
If we know where the culprit was before they got in, this route will be clear too. Do you know where?
I am saying here.
Here! The culprit must have been here!
I think I'm right.
Yay! It opened!
After the exchange on the intercom, given there was always a detective at the front chamber, when we went to borrow Amapal, the culprit had to have already made their way inside. But the airlock is the only location that isn't affected by the security system. There. The culprit had to be inside that decontamination device before committing the crime.
The blackout could have been the signal to get in.
But I thought he was just hiding in there to avoid being spotted after the crime. So you think the culprit was in there before the crime too?
Yeah, the culprit was waiting for their chance. But we had no idea when we sent Amapal into the airlock.
And the calling cards were to get the detectives.
And from there, Yuma.
And the important
you
players
guided
in
Amapal
the
to
room
doctor's
or
lab.
around.
So the culprit entered the doctor's lab before then? How would that be possible? Only Amapal could get past security, right?
Yeah, that's the next big question.
Maybe the culprit used another Amapal unit.
No, the researcher mentioned there was only one functioning Amapal.
Which means the Amapal Yuma controlled
Bork,
was
hey
the
Jasper.
only one that could get past security.
So the culprit must have taken advantage of
The models are so
Master's
jittery.
Amapal to get into the doctor's lab.
Yeah, that's the only way. But how did they use it? There's no solving the doctor's murder until we figure that out.
Well, I have an idea. Will you hear me out?
What is it?
How about giving up? I'm getting tired.
Nope, motion denied. Another fork in the road? Such a complicated mystery labyrinth.
I mean, I like this mystery labyrinth.
Beyond each problem lies the truth. We're definitely getting closer to the heart of this mystery.
I feel like as a shield, technically. Because, like, you let Armor Pal go first, deal with the security, and then bang, you're in.
Huh? What do you mean, use Amapel as a shield?
Amapel is supposed to be sturdy enough to withstand an elephant stepping on it, right? The culprit may have used Amapel as a shield against the security system.
So, the culprit followed behind Amapal to avoid the toxic gas and explosions?
I get it! You're so smart, Master!
Really? I don't think so.
There's a big yes and no door coming up.
Master just showed off how smart and logical he is.
Big Armor Pal!
Master wasn't smart after all! Come on, take it from the top!
It's gonna crush us! Yeah! Even if Amapel itself is fine, it wouldn't be able to protect the culprit from the toxic gas.
Technically, yes.
It's gonna crush us!
Apparently, it's just no.
Even though Amapel is sturdy, it couldn't withstand the high voltage shock from the panel chamber.
All three chambers fill up with gas. No, just the middle one does. The other two are designed to stop.
Which means it'd be impossible to use Amapel to protect yourself.
You're only realizing this now. At this rate, you'll be a grandpa before you stop being a rookie.
Perhaps you will improve in the next life.
I'm trying my best in this life.
Alright, well, it's not that, and Armor Pal's not really a weapon, so...
Do you think neither is really the right answer?
Given the process of elimination, that must be it. Amapel's hands aren't designed to hold anything, so it couldn't use the knife to murder the doctor. Which means Amapel wasn't the murder weapon, and the culprit couldn't have used it as a shield. It can't neutralize the toxic gas, and the high voltage shock would destroy it.
So then, how did the culprit use Amapel?
I think we'll find out if we continue down this path.
I mean, I don't remember when the thing's locked. So the Armor Pal was a huge spike of lag or something. That's what really hard was there?
That was the wrong answer!
I don't remember
Come on,
that.
Master! Huh? We're...
We've been here before. It looks like we've been brought back.
But the door we opened earlier is closed again. Why's that?
Yeah, I wonder why.
Did we break it already? Interesting.
Huh? Even the question is the same. Does that mean we gotta do it all over again?
Well, the logic is still sound. There's no other hiding spot for the culprit besides the airlock.
So you want to choose the same answer and keep going?
If you do, you'll just repeat the whole process again. We'll just be brought back here if we can't figure out how did the culprit use Amapao. And I refuse to walk any more than I have to.
Hey, don't sit down!
What should I do?
Stand up! Stand up right now!
Stop it. Leave me alone.
If you want
Guy's
me to
lazy
leave
as
you
fuck, yeah, he
alone,
is.
Then help my useless master out!
Fine. Just one thing then. We're back at where was the culprit before the crime? Because you're stuck at how did the culprit use Amapao? With that in mind, these two questions are connected.
Connected? Both the culprit's location and how Amapao was used?
Help him out more! More!
The culprit was hiding in the airlock, where you also left the robot, right? At that moment, only the culprit and Amapao were there. So maybe the culprit did something.
Love the hair just bouncing around.
The culprit did something to Amapao?
Clues are always there, right under your nose. It's a detective's job to notice them. Did you notice anything strange back then? Any tiny detail? Try to remember.
Something strange.
In the neighborhood.
Hey! Now that you mention it, back then...
Oh, surviving stepped on by an elephant.
Oh, hey, the screen lit up. So this is what Amapao sees.
I mean, being stepped on by an elephant is just a thing. It's not actually true.
It's like the cockpit of a mecha.
Whoa, what was that?
Did it break already? I thought it was state of the art.
No, it's alright. It's stabilized. There was a moment when the camera stopped functioning while I was controlling Amapao. It returned to normal pretty quick, but maybe...
See? I told you it was right under your nose. You don't need any additional help from me, right?
That
So
was
what
a clue
happened
to
there
help
is the
solve
question.
this mystery?
Actually, everything in this world is a key to solving mysteries. You just haven't noticed them. Perhaps there is more you're overlooking. Was there anything else unusual?
Something unusual. Something I missed.
Anything else? It's not like Amapao's camera showed the culprit.
Wait, that's it!
Huh?
Now that I think about it, wasn't that strange? The culprit must have gotten ahead of Amapao, but why didn't they ever show up on the camera? If the culprit went past Amapao to enter the doctor's lab, they would have been spotted for sure.
Now that you mention it,
But nobody showed up on camera. How did the culprit manage to pull that off?
His old mate just fucking
How can
standing
we
on
move from the airlock to
Amapao.
the doctor's lab without appearing even once on Amapao's camera?
That also raised the question of the toxic gas room, though.
hey, aren't you just adding another mystery?
No. All the pieces are here.
Huh?
Yuma, the mysteries you face now can be solved with a single answer.
A single answer?
Sheesh. I talk too much.
Oh, one mystery after another! What do you do now? It's a Pandora's box of mysteries!
Let's stay calm and think about it. There's plenty of time.
No, there isn't.
Or
Floor mad.
not. I'll keep reading while you wrap things up.
Remember what he said, Master. All it takes is one answer to solve these mysteries. Use those weak brain cells of yours and think!
Culprit's location.
Mystery room 2, because if we fuck up, the killer dies. that means they have to know something about Fubuki's power. Because if they've got that much faith in it, they know that Fubuki will keep them safe. Because she just rewind time if we fuck up.
Amapal's usage. Its malfunction. Why didn't the culprit appear on camera? All this can be solved with just one answer? Rode on Amapal's
I'm on that I'm on Amapal. Oh, sick flip! Yuma with the sick flip!
The door opened!
Yomi would know, but with Makoto probably? Dunno.
With every open door, it will be harder for you to turn back. Are you sure you want to keep going?
Absolutely. I will find the truth no matter what. This is
Yuma.
for the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
I'm kind of blocking it, but Yuma's reflection's pretty weird just on the wall. What the fuck's that doing there? This entire puzzle's a mess. It is, and I kind of love it for that. There we go. Ghost Yuma. Spooky Ghost Yuma. How you been though, Jasper?
You said the culprit rode on top of Amapal. What did you mean by that?
Literally what I said. The culprit rode Amapal and used it to get through. After we left Amapal in the airlock, the culprit came out of the decontamination device.
Lurking at work. I appreciate you using my
Then
audio
they
to
jumped on Amapal's head.
keep yourself
The
from going
disruption
brain
in the
dead.
footage was from the impact.
That's insane.
Is it? I think it's fairly reasonable. Amapal can withstand up to 100 kilograms of weight. So, someone riding on it shouldn't affect its functionality.
The shoe print on Amapal's head wasn't caused by someone kicking it. It was left there from the culprit hopping on and off.
After that, the culprit simply rode on it as it moved toward the doctor's lab. By doing so, the culprit was able to evade the camera and remain hidden as they made their way through the lab.
You're right. If it's true, it does solve all of the previous mysteries. Cassidy the culprit riding on a robot makes me laugh.
But Yuma, have you not realized it?
Yumi. It's Yumi. Yomi or Makoto, yeah.
You're still missing something. One major mystery remains.
What's with that huge sigh?
The greatest mystery of this case should appear soon. Just the thought of it gets me feeling down.
This case's greatest mystery?
Bye, Floor.
This is the panel chamber.
That means the doctor's lab is just beyond it. If we can get through here, we'll reach the goal, yeah? Is this the greatest mystery you mentioned?
Not exactly what I was envisioning.
Well, this is the mystery to be solved, so let's clear it out.
Beats me.
It would have been impossible for them to get into the room ahead of us. Right at the end. Right here. Like, right here.
The culprit murdered the doctor before Amapal entered the room. Which means the culprit had to have gotten ahead of Amapal at some point. It was when the door first opened. At that moment, the culprit snuck into the doctor's room.
Yeah, when the doors were slowly opening, just like this. That's when the culprit took their chance.
Right. The moment there was enough space for a person to slip through, the culprit hopped off and went inside.
Like this?
Ooh, distortion. I wonder what room this is. Hey, Youngster's back.
We still haven't reached the goal. I thought we could get into the doc's lab now.
Is this a joke to you? Your deduction is full of holes. If this is a joke, it's not very funny.
Master, you know what to do.
Of course.
Cut this fucker down to size.
I'll take your garbage deduction and toss it in the trash. I am the saint of Kanai Ward, protecting it from filth like you! The culprit.
Maybe this one, but we'll see.
Brit hopped off Amapal as the door opened, then slipped through the gap in the door. That's impossible, even for Think the Slaughter Artist. Think about it. If Amapal's line of sight changed just a bit, the camera would have caught it. No one would do something so risky. The crime would have been exposed. The culprit must be really lucky. What, did they use some sort of special power?
Hit the wrong button, but you know what? It's fine. No, I was talking about Fubuki's forte, not Vivia's.
Yeah.
Ah, it's talking... Okay, no, it's talking specifically on Amapal.
The culprit. Brit hopped off Amapal as the door opened,
It's just figuring out which part of it
then
now.
slipped through the gap in the door.
Charge my shit? Look, it's been a little bit.
That's impossible, even for Think the Slaughter Artist. Think about it. If Amapal's line of sight changed just a bit, the camera would have caught it.
I don't know if it's that one.
No one would do something so risky. The crime would have been exposed. The culprit must be really lucky. What, did they use some sort of special power?
I think it's
Right.
on...
No.
For now.
I think
The
it's
culprit
one of the
hopped
first
off Amapal
ones.
as the door opened. Then
Yeah,
slipped through the
'cause-
gap
yeah.
in the door.
I think it's like the first one that pops up here.
That's impossible, even for Think the Slaughter Artist.
It's not that one.
Think about it.
I might VR
If
for it
Amapal's
though.
line of sight changed just a
Might
bit,
VR for this. It is that.
Flash through this mystery.
Battery's low. I'll charge it at some point.
Amapal is designed so that when its hand is stretched out, it won't execute any other inputs. That's why when it was pressing the button for the door, the culprit didn't show up on the camera.
You little maggots. Don't get so full of yourselves. You're not getting out of here alive.
get it. So Amapal couldn't move while the door was opening. That's when the culprit took their chance.
You know, I actually liked that one. Because it was very much, the back end of it kind of adds on to, like, special powers. So you think, oh, it could be them mentioning Fubuki.
Since the door opens outward, it's possible to take advantage of the blind spot it creates. That's how the culprit managed to stay outside the camera's view as they entered the doctor's room.
So it's an elaborate murder that took advantage of Amapal's design, and even the direction the door opens. Whoever planned this must have really wanted the doctor dead. I guess you can call it an obsession. How scary. Just like this passageway. Where will it take us? Perhaps a suite with the culprit's obsession in full display? A room of nightmares?
Knock it off with the weird soliloquies. Let's go.
You're really going?
Huh?
Is he back already?
Hey, Yuma. When the culprit entered the doctor's room while the door was open...
Huh? Yeah?
At the time, the doctor was in the room, right? If the door opened and an intruder entered, how could the doctor not have noticed?
So what if he did notice? It's not a big
The
deal.
doctor's death.
Yes, it is. If he had noticed an intruder, the doctor would have turned to face him, which means he wouldn't have been stabbed in the back.
That piece of trash is right. Your logic is flawed.
Hey, what are you, on the Phantom side now?
Listen to my incredible words of wisdom. Your crappy deduction is worth less than shit! Everything you do is a fucking mistake!
He's hard of hearing. I mean, like, he reads lips. The speaker on the intercom doesn't work. I mean, like, he's not gonna hear someone come in. Like, I'd be shocked if that's not the solution key.
Damn it!
Repelling first.
Your deduction is inconsistent.
I hit the one too late.
Inconsistencies. By your logic, even if the doctor could be stabbed, it wouldn't be from behind. That's all impossible!
Master!
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first one because he indeed was stabbed in the back.
Your deduction is inconsistent.
I keep hitting the button too fucking slowly.
By your logic, even if the doctor could be stabbed, it wouldn't be from behind.
Play a game like Star Ocean.
No, the culprit did stab the doctor in the back. That's how the body was discovered.
You know what, you know what, I literally just suffered from success there, because I fucked up the one I wanted to repel, but it was the wrong answer. So yeah, I don't know what Star Ocean is.
That's why I'm saying your deduction is inconsistent. By your logic, the doctor couldn't have been murdered in that way! The culprit quickly entered the lab. But the doctor
That
was in
was
the room at the
generous.
time, right? There's no way you missed an intruder. Running is noisy. So Wesker would have heard and turned to face the culprit. And his chest would have been stabbed, not his back.
I think it's,
Unless you think the doctor was asleep. there any trace of him being drugged?
It's the first one.
Even if he didn't look back from his desk, he would have heard someone coming!
No, he wouldn't have.
This is the truth.
Okay, I might look at it.
Wait, the doctor had trouble hearing. That's why he didn't notice the intruder.
I'd have to emulate it though, probably.
Now you're spouting nonsense. Say whatever you want, it won't save you. There's a gaping hole in your logic. And there's no way you're gonna fill it at this rate. Because you, more than anyone else, you're the one refusing to see the truth right before your eyes.
What? I refuse to see the truth? Vivius said the same thing, but...
It's strange, don't you think? Isn't it about time you noticed that something's off here?
Huh?
You've solved many mysteries up to now, yet none of them are directly connected to the culprit's identity.
That's because the culprit is the hitman.
If that's the case, why haven't you reaped the hitman's soul? And that would end the labyrinth.
It's not that easy. The culprit will fight back, unless we solve all the mysteries first. Hang on. What are you getting at?
In my eyes, the reason a single mystery hasn't been directly connected to the culprit is because of Yuma's reluctance. It's pushing away the mysteries that lead to the culprit.
I feel like at this point it's implicating Yako.
Huh?
Subconsciously, you're closing your eyes to the truth. That's why you haven't touched on the hole in your reasoning.
What hole?
Whatever, that's enough. Just ignore this guy.
Yeah,
and keep
I think
going.
that's it. I think Yako killed Wesker, and then someone else killed, or like, the actual Fink killed Yako.
Hey!
But why? That has something to do with the picture, possibly? Wesker maybe did something
Yuma.
in his experiments that fucked with,
Yuma.
his, like,
Jeez,
partner.
go away.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you? The huge hole in this investigation.
What are you...
Would it make more sense for Yomi or
Just
Makoto to
ignore
do
him.
it? It does.
Let's review your deduction, shall we? The culprit took advantage of Amapau's locked position and entered the lab. And before the robot entered the room, that person stabbed the doctor from behind. However, they bumped into Amapau while escaping, causing it to fall over. That was obviously a mistake, but since it wasn't captured on video, they were able to avoid detection. After that, the culprit went inside the decontamination device in the airlock to hide from you.
That's correct. So what's
I mean,
the
I-
hole in my deduction?
I didn't mind Tales of Arise when
It's
I played it.
before
I might
all
look
of
at Star
that.
Ocean.
It remains the case's greatest mystery.
I'm not sure exactly where I'd fit it in because it's
Which
probably
is?
a big JRPG.
How did the culprit get past security?
What?
I already told you that.
Another dumber and unlikely solution. But here's the thing I want to say, Corgi. Makoto and Yomi would have no idea what Fubuki's power is. Like, I don't think the WDO would document that, so I don't think they would have it. And out of the 3 people that we're thinking, Yako is the only one who knows. So that's why he's like, I can get on the drone, and if they fuck up and I die, it's gonna get reversed anyway.
The culprit rode on top of Amapal as Master controlled it and was taken all the way to the doctor's lab.
But if someone was riding on it, how did they get past the high voltage shocks in the panel chamber?
Oh.
This is the end for you! You have nowhere left to go!
Chapter 3 was all about time shenanigans. Yeah, but how the fuck is Yomi gonna know that?
Oh, come on! Why now?
I won't let you maggots ruin the peace of Kanai Ward! As the king of Amaterasu Corporation and the guardian of Kanai Ward, I will stop you here and now!
Dominic is over the
Perhaps
letter.
this too
They don't know.
is an obsession. Why does he insist on covering up the truth?
The only person who knows that knows when Fubuki did it is Makoto. When he's holding her hand. Not Makoto. When Yuma is holding Fubuki's hand. It's floppy? Yeah, it's like a whip sword.
Tell me, what will you do, Yuma? Are you going to stay willfully blind?
Whip sword's kind of cool.
No, I'll fight. Whether it's subconscious or not, I won't look away from the truth. I'll find the truth no matter what. This is for the Chief and everyone at the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Good luck, you'll never find it. You'll scurry around this labyrinth forever, like blind mice.
Makoto could know though. Said he knows number 1 of WDO. Why would number 1 tell him that though?
You'll rot away in it, looking for an answer that will never come!
Wouldn't write what the detectives do. Maybe so, but they would keep that stuff hidden.
Keep playing with your shit deductions. You still haven't solved the greatest mystery. How did the culprit get past the security?
Yeah, I know.
The critical lab security system was always live. There was no way to reach the doctor. The panel chamber shocks would have fried the culprit. That security system? No living human can breach it.
I'll slash through this mystery.
Ignore the noise you're about to hear.
A human could get past the
I
panel
don't think Discord
chamber
picked it up.
by using Fubuki's forte. In fact, that's how we got past the panels. The high voltage shocks kept destroying Amapal.
Noise? Discord didn't pick it up.
But we reversed time every time that happened.
There was a beep.
Correct. So whenever it was struck by the current, you went back in time. But while that was occurring, the culprit, a human, was riding on top of Amapal. That person was burnt to a crisp every time you failed.
But
Which means you killed the culprit over and over again.
And then possibly get poisoned? Yes. I am.
Vivia,
If only you had chosen to remain ignorant, I would have walked beside you in silence. But if you intend to seek the truth, then I must stand in your way.
what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
He's going to betray you, Master.
Betray me?
It's up to you, Yuma. This is your final chance to save the world you believe in. What are you going to do? It's time to decide your past and your future.
Why, Vivia?
Okay, this is kind of interesting. He's got the box cutter out.
Let me ask you. How did the culprit bypass the toxic gas chamber? It's impossible to avoid the gas. The culprit.
Yeah, it would have to be just the properties of it, I think.
Britt would surely die. You should already know this, right?
I like that,
This is a special trait. The gas can see through even a gas mask. No ability can nullify its toxicity. Once it hits you, you're done for. You die before reaching Wesker.
No, you wouldn't. You have half an hour. In combat, it's the bread and butter. And Yomi's floating.
If you pass through the toxic gas, you'll die. But you'll have 30 minutes before it kills you. Which means you could survive for 30 minutes.
What? Don't tell me.
Cut myself off? I don't quite remember. Like, if it's gone. It's gone. Yeah, Yako killed Huesca. That's where I'm at.
There are no gas masks here that can block this toxic gas. And there's only one way you could get through it. You do nothing. You endure it in hopes of Amapel taking you to the next
Those
room.
portraits. Are they green? Oh, the portals, maybe? Oh, they were green. I like that. I like the green portals. I like the fact that it's just Vivia. There's no extra, like, details. It's just Vivia.
Then the culprit didn't do anything to counteract it and just passed through the toxic gas?
It's the only explanation that makes sense. This is the truth. I can't believe it. But if the culprit really did just endure the toxic gas,
Then they...
the culprit is...
It appears you finally glimpsed the truth. Well, how does it feel to have your world shatter before your eyes? Isn't this what you wanted?
What's he talking about?
Yomi's mystery phantom and Vivia are both right.
It's smarter to get off Amapel. The door's locked. Once you go past that first door, the door locks. So there is no time.
Subconsciously, I didn't want to know the truth.
Huh?
Up until now, the Mystery Labyrinth was withholding the mysteries that led to the culprit. And that's because it's a reflection of my own reluctance.
Master, what's wrong? Do you know who the culprit is? It's the hitman, right?
The truth is worthless.
Oh shit, he big.
Nothing has less value in this isolated, rainy city. No one wants the truth. Not even you!
It's Yomi? No, it's not.
Now, rot away and die right here!
It's been over an hour, and Yomi's standing before us.
No one will get in my way! Kanai Ward, Amaterasu! They both belong to me!
I like the lighting on the hair, making it red. It doesn't unlock until you push the button. Like, push the button in the dock. Yeah.
If the culprit carried out the crime like you deduced, then they should be dead from the toxic gas.
That's cheeky. Having it
No
smooth
one
over.
at the scene has died from poisoning. If you can understand that much, then what are you still doing here?
You're right that no one in that lab died from that toxic gas. But that was part of the culprit's plan from the beginning. They planned to distort the facts of their death.
Yuma, are you sure you want to face the truth? Your world will fall apart. The world that you believed in.
Your deduction is wrong. Don't disturb the peace.
Oh, he juked me. I fell for it.
It's not even worth debating. Is this the best you can do to refute it? Just give up and die!
I didn't see the other one. I didn't see the other one.
Right.
Your deduction is wrong.
I just saw blue and I'm like, slash.
Don't disturb the peace. It's not even worth debating.
I also like that because Vivia's not with
Is
me, I
this
don't have the
best you can
assist.
do to refute it? Just give up and die!
This, I'll expose the
Yeah, I
truth.
didn't read the noise. The noise was the question. I just swung.
The culprit misrepresented their death by using the hitman. The culprit realized their plan would be exposed if someone in the lab died from toxic gas. So they used the hitman to cover up their own death.
Use the hitman?
Meaning, the hitman wasn't hired to assassinate the doctor. They were hired to cover up the culprit's death by toxic gas.
Huh? The hitman's target was the culprit? Not the doctor? But the doctor was stabbed by the knife with the inscribed F. Doesn't that belong to the hitman?
All you would need is a similar knife. The story of Fink the Slaughter Artist using a knife inscribed with the letter F is well known.
Nah, we leave it alone until we receive further orders. Did you see the knife stuck in his back? It's the one that Fink the Slaughter Artist uses, right? I've heard about his knives inscribed with the letter F.
So, it was all a ruse? The real culprit made it look like the hitman did it?
Stop. Stop! You useless garbage! To hell with detectives and the truth! I won't let you have your way in my city! There is no real culprit! Dr. Wesker was killed by the hitman!
Huh? What's going on? Who's the real culprit?
The real culprit. The real culprit is...
The time has finally come, Yuma. It's time for you to acknowledge what you've known all along. If the tiny crack spreads any further, the mirror will shatter, exposing the chaos of the real world. Knowing this,
Finkelstein.
Will
Shut
you
up.
still expose the truth? Then show me your conviction.
The clues pointing to the identity of the hitman's target. I know. I've known all along.
Now, expose the truth. Do it if you want to burn the world down.
Hey, I think I was right about who the guy in the photo is.
The bloodstained photo found in the hallway near the lab. There was a person pictured with a woman. That was the hitman's target. The real culprit behind this case. The blood obscured the person's face, but I know who it is.
Had you going on Makoto and Yomi for a bit? Yeah, you did. Part of me, like, I feel like I was in the same boat as Yuma. I didn't want to admit it. I didn't want it to be him.
It could only be one person. It could only be...
How do you know? That person in the photo is the hitman's target. And who is it?
It's...
No. Stop! Don't you dare say another word! No one wants the truth!
I don't understand, but
I accepted your lies because the truth was too painful. Bro, isn't that just fucking poetic for what's going on right now?
good luck, Master. I'm always by your side, haunting you.
Mystery man. It's my boy. It's the boy. Oh, and there's the mirror shattering.
Yako.
The Yomi Phantom was my boy all along. Shit, this is a good fucking mystery. This one's so good.
Huh? Why? Why is Fuzzhead here?
Chief Yako was the only person attacked by the hitman in the lab. In other words, the chief was the hitman's target.
How did I suspect Yako right away? Bro, I'm surprisingly spot on with these sometimes, even when I don't realize it.
But Chief Yako tried to hide that photo by tossing it behind the houseplant. He hid it knowing it'd be an important clue. And that's because the person in the photo is Chief Yako himself. It was given to the hitman so he'd know his target. And the chief tried to conceal it. Which means the blood covering the face on the photo was likely done on purpose.
Hold on, Master! Are you serious? You're really saying Fuzzhead is the culprit? Really? I don't buy it. You think he actually put together this elaborate murder? He's knocking on death's door just for this?
I don't want to believe it either. But there's no other way.
Don't forget this stuff.
Battle with Vivia. When you think you've got the correct answer.
The phantom vanished. The truth has been mostly exposed, and the labyrinth cannot function much longer. Anything I do now might not matter, but I'll do it anyway. Because it's something I must do. While the chief takes his final breaths.
Vivia.
I'll
Yuma.
comment on that in a minute, Jasper.
If Chief Yako is the culprit, then what about that death threat?
Yeah, the answer to that is Yako
Why
made it up
would
to
the
put
chief
us in play.
send it? If he was the killer.
He needed us in play. It wouldn't work if we weren't
Answer
there.
me, Yuma.
Nope.
That's not the reason.
No. So it's one of those three.
Why would the chief send it? If he was the killer.
Is it the warning?
Answer me, Yuma.
Because it's 3. I don't think it's that. Maybe the last one? No. The first one then?
That's not the reason.
Because I don't think he wants it to stop. He didn't want to be stopped, he wanted to kill him. I'm just gonna speed this up. That's not how you should block a blade, Yuma.
By sending that note, everyone would believe the doctor's life was in danger, which was necessary for this sequence of events to take place. All the master detectives headed to the secret lab because of that note.
Oh, I misinterpreted the reading. The meaning of the fucking rebuttal.
Chief Yako brought them here to take advantage of their abilities and murder the doctor.
Huh? Their abilities?
But the death threat wasn't sent just to the detectives. The peacekeepers received it too. What was the point of that? Why put them on high alert? What is the truth behind it all? Chief couldn't have been thinking about that.
I mean, I had to block something, because I take damage anyway.
But the death threat wasn't sent just to the detectives. The peacekeepers received
It's got to be the
it
second
too.
one, because there's no reason...
What was the point of
Because
that?
he could use disguise anyway.
Why put them on high alert?
It's
What
for
is the
chaos.
truth behind it
There's
all?
no there's not to use disguise. It's got to be for the chaos. Because you could use disguise whenever.
Chief couldn't
It's
have been
not
thinking
that.
about that. But the death threat wasn't.
Yeah. Hurry up. Because, like, you wouldn't need to do that just to use disguise.
note was sent to the Peacekeepers because they were also part of the plan. When the Peacekeepers received the note, they dispatched a lot of their personnel to the scene. The master detectives were able to take advantage of the commotion to enter the facility.
I think that one's a reach.
They did it by disguising themselves as Peacekeepers.
I think that's a bit of a reach. I think they could have just gone in anyway. You didn't need the death threat for that.
It would be convenient to have a lot of peacekeepers around if you want to get into the lab disguised as one.
I think this one's a reach.
This is why the Peacekeepers also received the death threat.
This whole sequence is really cool though, despite me getting fucking wrecked by it.
Hey, you still want to do this? It's not too late to give up.
I am well aware of the danger. I haven't gotten this much exercise in a long time. But this is something I must do. I can't leave the chief like this.
Vivia.
Let's continue, Yuma. So, everyone disguised themselves as peacekeepers and entered the lab.
I feel like it makes sense. Then I feel like the other ones really needed to be irrelevant, because having chaos at the scene also makes sense. Like, I don't think you needed the panic to use disguise.
You were already at the lab, and that's where you met up with the chief, right?
Yes, but we decided to split up after the blackout occurred.
Wait! That blackout should have caused a commotion. If we leave now, the Peacekeepers will see us. I knew it. This place is crawling with them.
What do we do?
I'll draw their attention to buy some time. In the meantime, you two hurry to that doctor.
The chief said he'd buy us some time, but he actually went and hid inside the airlock.
Was the blackout part of the plan? So the one who caused it, was that also the chief?
No, this one's pink. No, that was definitely not Yako. Yako was with us when it happened.
Blackout. It's impossible for him to have caused it.
Also, kinda fucking hate how they set that out. The first one, the second one, the third one. Fucking hate that. Should have jumbled it around a bit more. So the answers weren't as, like, there's no pattern. Like, the pattern there is 1, 2, 3. Make it 2, 3, 1, or 1, 3, 2. I don't like that it was the first response, the second response, and the third response.
So the only person it could be is the hitman. It must have been part of the job. He instructed the hitman to cause a blackout at a specific time.
Yeah, I'm nitpicking on that, but that's my feelings.
But why?
You barely do the minigame? Yeah, you do it once, but I still think it's a nitpick.
It made us think the doctor was in danger, so we'd go check on him.
All the answers could have been seen? Yeah, they could have.
We used Amapel and Fortes to get through the tight security system. Chief Yako had it all planned out from the start. He used us to break through the security so he could kill the doctor.
So, Master using Amapel and the Sheltered Skank's time rewinding ability at the panel chamber? That was all part of Fuzzhead's plan?
The only way to get past security was to use both Amapel and that Forte. The chief knew we'd figure that out.
I think it's more like he trusted us. He trusted that we would arrive at that conclusion.
I'm counting on you both. See you later.
Trust? How could this be a trust thing? He was clearly taking advantage of you all. He gathered the master detectives using a fake death threat, then used their fortes to commit murder. What a scumbag! He used you all to get away with murder! Out of all the criminals I've ever met, he's the worst coward of them all! Master, grab that coward and...
Enough! Why did it have to come to this? Chief Yago saved me. He took me in. I had lost everything. Even my memories. Sure, he may have been a little pushy at times, but still. I really admired him. So, why? Why did you do it?
I mean, the thing that also sucks, if Yuma did nothing, Yako still dies. There is no ending to this where Yako
about
lives.
The woman in the picture? Chief, please tell me, or I...
There's no point in asking. That's just a mystery phantom. It's not the real Fuzzhead. Master, watch out!
The phantoms are a reflection of the same people in the real world, right? Which means he should hold the same thoughts. The photo behind the houseplant. I don't know what the chief was hiding, but that photo must have been dropped by the hitman after he was done with it. The chief picked it up and used his own blood to obscure the face. He knew the truth would be exposed if that photo was found. So, he hid it behind the potted plant.
Yeah, this is honestly just a tragedy. And the whole point of Vivia being like, if you reveal this, you aren't going to like the truth.
He left his blood on it, almost like he wrote a dying message. But in truth, it was actually a secret he wanted to keep hidden.
Master, I think you know this, but to exit the mystery labyrinth, you will have to eliminate the culprit.
Eliminate? The chief?
Yuma, look at it this way, bro. He's dead no matter what you do.
Are you really going to do this?
Man tanked the gas chamber. He's dead.
After all the mysteries are solved, the chief back in the real world will die. But you saw yourself, Yuma. The chief is already knocking on death's door. Will you still bury him in the name of truth?
The chief took me in when I had no memories, or anyone to turn to.
Also, it's a bit late to comment on it, but Yuma's enough scream was fucking... Ooh, that's good.
I trusted him from the bottom of my heart.
That's so funny to me now that you've mentioned it, Corgi. Why the fuck would you do that and ruin this? Oh fuck, this gas is really bad. Fuck me.
Now, I have to end his life?
You know, I liked it, surprisingly. The little bit of peace and quiet I found at the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Vivia, you knew the truth behind this case from the very beginning.
I had a hunch. Because of my spectral projection, I knew the chief had been planning something for quite some time. But I pretended not to see. I admired him. and the world he had made.
That's why you threatened me, and were so uncooperative in the investigation.
I knew you would reach the truth eventually, Yuma. But I tried my best to keep you away. Exposing the truth won't save anyone. Neither the chief nor you.
Master, you've already come this far. You've got to finish this.
I don't even think we're gonna get a God of Death Shinigami.
What'll happen to the other master detectives if you die here?
I don't think that's the full acronym, but I don't think we're getting a God Shinigami section.
Didn't you say you wanted to expose the truth and save everyone?
It doesn't make sense for there to be one here.
Vivia, you told me that the time would come when I'd have to prove my conviction. The conviction to accept the truth, no matter how cruel it may be. Now is that time, isn't it?
Yes, and yet you intend to continue. If you're prepared for it.
Hey! You better not get in Master's way again!
Yuma, do you remember when the chief's soul called out to us?
Huh?
Yeah, the truth is cruel. Never in history has the truth been known to be kind. But you know what? Turning your eyes away from the truth and living a lie is harsh too. In the end, you can never look away from the truth. As long as you live, you must face that pain. So really, what's the point of worrying so much about it? When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
I always averted my eyes from the truth. For my own sake. My own peace and quiet. But I could never say with confidence that I was proud of myself. In the end, I was just running away from everything. That's why I entrust this to you, Yuma.
Entrust what?
You signed a pact with the Death God in your desire for the truth. I want to see your conviction. As long as you don't stray from exposing all truth, I believe you'll be able to face it, cruel as it may be. I want to see it through to the end. It's why I followed you here. In that sense, we're accomplices. If you must bring down the chief, then I will lend a hand. I won't avert my eyes any longer. I, too, want to live with my head held high, because I, too, am a detective.
Vivia.
When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
Oh, they really had to give me a gut punch in this one, hey?
I understand, Chief Yako.
Literally went through the exact same fucking emotions as Yuma.
Thank you for everything you've done for me.
Yeah, it's going straight to the end. We had a boss fight, and the boss fight was Vivia. Alright. That would be this one. I don't think we have that yet. this would be Armor Pal. I enjoy B-Stars. I only know about B-Stars, I've seen some memes about it recently. Now just let Yuma fucking go for it.
Peacekeepers, a CEO, a research doctor, a hitman, and master detectives. 2 dead bodies, but lots of shady characters. Truth bombs are about to be dropped. Time for the deduction denouement.
The victim in this case is one Dr. Weska. This incident features a sinister and meticulously detailed plot centered on the doctor.
The old geezer was holed up inside a lab at Amaterasu HQ. He was a total hermit in the critical lab with a totally overkill security system.
The culprit made thorough preparations beforehand to break through that system.
Boom killing a shut-in is hard work. The humane thing to do is to reintroduce him to society first.
Yeah, with that out of the way. Posing as a hitman, the culprit sent a death threat to the Peacekeepers, the detective agency, and the research lab.
I love him reading it through the
Same time,
intercom like,
they contracted a real hitman and had him infiltrate the research facility.
They spilled the beans about Gramps being in danger to lure both the Peacekeepers and the detectives to the lab.
You see, the master detective's presence at the scene was an indispensable part of the plan. It was how the culprit gained access to the research facility, after all. The hitman infiltrated the lab exactly as planned. And we arrived with Mikoto at the same time.
Stuff went down, blah blah blah, and Master got locked up by that Yomi guy.
I was
I'm
rescued
gonna
by
say,
this
is that what
individual
people have been going on about with
disguised as peacekeepers.
B-Star memes lately, Jasper?
With the real peacekeepers rushing around, the culprit took advantage of the turmoil to sneak into the lab. But after catching up with them, the power suddenly went out, separating the culprit from the rest of the group.
Because I've just been seeing B-Stars pop up a lot recently.
And getting separated was all part of the culprit's plan.
Right. They used the blackout as an opportunity to hide in the vents in the airlock chamber. Afterwards, we headed to the critical lab to check on the doctor's condition, just like the culprit.
Honestly, I've just been scrolling past it because it means nothing to me
Since
because I
that
don't
lab
know
used
anything
a
about
separate
B-Stars.
power supply, nothing strange had happened.
This whole the doctor's in danger spiel was an act, huh? He made a fool of you, Master. What a dick!
But then, someone attacked the doctor while we were trying to talk with him over the intercom. get into the doctor's lab.
At that time, the old geezer was playing games with us. And he even tried to kill you and the others with a trap! That bastard wanted to use your dead bodies! He really got you there, Master!
I don't see why you're so happy about it. The doctor's sham made the case even more confusing. Even if we tried to get to the doctor, the critical lab was guarded by tight security. The only way through was by using an Amapal. The culprit rode on it by emerging from their hiding place in the airlock vent and jumping onto the robot's head.
All aboard the Amapal Express! First stop, a shower of toxic gas! Humans can't protect themselves against the gas, but since it's not instantly fatal, it wasn't a problem. Next up, the panel chamber and high voltage shocks! One wrong move, and it was insta-death! But thanks to that Sheldon skink, we got all the continues we could want. So, we managed a perfect clear! The critical lab was finally breached!
The culprit had anticipated we would get through this way. They also knew they would die over and over as a result. The camera feed was affected when the culprit jumped on. I should have realized what was happening.
No use crying over spilled blood. On to the next thing! Where were we? Oh yeah! To open the door to the doctor's lab, Amapal had to reach out its arm and hit a switch. And when the door opened wide enough for a person to squeeze through, the killer snuck inside.
Amapal can't follow any new commands while its arm is extended, so the culprit didn't show up on the camera.
Then, the culprit boom killed the old geezer using the same knife as the hitman. Gramps was pretty much deaf, so a backstab was easy peasy.
Then, the murderer tried to leave the room before Amapal entered. They knocked the robot over on the way out.
We then went back into the airlock chamber vent to wait for you and the others to go by.
We entered the critical lab and found the doctor's body. The culprit used that time to get out of the vent and head for the hallway.
That was when they were found by the hitman. And stabbed.
They'd already been in contact with the toxic gas, so death was inevitable.
I'm on the same character for Yuma.
Dying by gas would expose them as the doctor's killer. So they hired the hitman to kill them, thereby concealing any involvement.
And now
I
it
guess
gets
that
sad.
means the killer completely trusted in the master detective's capabilities. They knew those powers would get them close to the doctor. But why were they willing to die to hide the crime?
I can't say for certain. Was it his pride as a detective? Did he simply not want his friends to know? Whatever it may be, I'm prepared to face the truth. The culprit who murdered Dr. Weska, and even included his own death in the plot.
Yako Furio! It was you!
I will expose the truth.
That's the photo he's been looking at every time he's been alone in the office. Think of the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth news. I love the fact that Square are like, we love your mods, just not the nude ones.
But why? Chief Yako, why? Why didn't you ever talk to us about this? Why did it have to end this way? Why didn't you tell us?
Also, I wouldn't be surprised if I get an
Is
A
this
for this, not an S, because
really
I really had a
what
fuck
you
up with the
wanted?
video fight.
Can you even hear me?
It doesn't matter who it is. Exterminating the real culprit's soul and destroying the mystery labyrinth. That's why I'm here.
I was gonna say, is Shinigami gonna do her usual, or are they gonna make it a bit nicer because it's the boy?
Surging bloodlust. Overflowing despair. The brilliant soul of Shinigami shall expunge this cursed case.
No, it's the exact same.
Death to all deplorables. Ruin to the vile mystery labyrinth. Starry, shining, rainbow, glorious, stellar spiral.
Aww. Fuck. No, I wasn't expecting that. I like that I'm just like, oh, that's really sweet. Look over at chat. Jas was talking about Tifa's tits.
Master's naivete must be rubbing off on me. I mean, not even I hated Buzzhead. That's weird. This mystery labyrinth is falling apart slower than usual. I wonder why.
We shouldn't let our guards down yet. Do you really think we're done here?
Huh?
Do you have all of the fragments of truth that you sought? If so, we could just leave, right?
I mean, the mystery of who Fink is kind of there, I guess. Why did the doctor want to leave?
No, we haven't uncovered everything yet. No, there are still some mysteries remaining.
Huh? What's remaining? I reaped the culprit's soul already. I know it's slow, but this place is starting to come down.
Maybe it's not directly related to this case. I don't want to leave any questions unanswered, for Chief Yaku's sake. Please, help me, Shinigami.
Oh, fine. I can't say no to you, Master. You know I can't resist helping you when you rely on me. First, we need to reveal whatever mysteries are left. That should open up a new path. Lay it all out, Master!
Barrel time. Corgi, it does matter. The tits are important.
Are you ready to play the Shinigami puzzle?
I always get them. I think it's motive. It's not motive. I need more time.
Tick tock, tick tock.
I just need the first letter.
That's not it. Great.
No, I got nothing. I don't know. I'm fucking awful with the spelling sometimes. I can't think of any E words. Bro, fucking, I've got nothing. These letters they're giving me. And the barrel's spinning so fast. Email? It's not even a fucking full word. Like, the fact that there's no hyphen in that. Bullshit.
Try to solve it, lickety-split. Right. Nice.
Introduced hyphens? They have before!
Go, go, go.
What do you mean? Email no longer has a hyphen? Fucking what? Since when? That is a lot of ass. I don't think she's done that pose before. That was a lot of ass.
Oh, it's a secret dungeon.
Chief died when we are seeing anime ass. Hell yeah.
The labyrinth must be breaking down so slowly because the identity of the culprit isn't the only mystery. But it's still definitely coming down, so you better hurry, Master.
Yeah, got it.
Been a hyphen using the word email for
Yuma.
years.
I'll follow you to the end until you reach the truth.
See, I feel like it needs the hyphen. Because the E stands for a whole word. Because it's electronic mail. So it's electronic hyphen mail.
Thank you.
People are just fucking lazy. And would agree. However, no, stop. Stop. Stop! Okay, yeah, we're on the same point. People are fucking lazy.
Regret this, Yuma.
I retract my stops.
Lying if I said I didn't.
I've been thinking. Remember what the Chief's soul said? If you keep that in mind while knowing who the true culprit is. doesn't
Everyone
it
in the
seem
remake got
like he
redesigned.
wanted
Some
you
for
to
better
find
and
the
some
truth?
for worse. Tifa's boobs getting smaller is
Even
the
though
worst.
He was the culprit himself.
Why is that?
Maybe
Barrett
there's a
looks
hidden
more
truth
daddy than ever.
in this case, and the Chief wanted us to find it.
Because, oh boy, they could only
There's an
get...
anonymous person involved.
They could only go up
Anonymous is part of this
after
case.
that fucking
They must have a
Advent
motive
Children
for
designed
killing Dr.
Barrett.
Wesker as
Oh
well.
boy.
The doctor knew about the secret dealings and was planning to flee from Kanai Ward by himself.
What's up, Stella?
Could it be that Anonymous took advantage of Chief Yako by instigating him to commit murder?
Yes. It's unlikely the Chief just happened to kill Dr. Wesker right as he was planning to flee.
If that's true, Anonymous isn't just involved in the case.
Never mind, what about you?
The
Oh, you...
mastermind, the Grey
Were you just
Elements.
making a joke?
Gray's my 13th favorite color.
Why are you telling me that now?
Oh, you were just doing it for the joke. Respectable.
The case is already solved. All these crimes were committed by Yako on his own. Now, get out of here.
What was that voice?
You know what I mean?
Someone's trying to stop us from solving this mystery. Now we know. The mastermind is somewhere within this labyrinth.
Get out. 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 Get out.
What's with this?
I love that
guy?
movie.
Creepy.
We can't let this stop us. There's one more truth still hidden here. We have to find it. We need to know why the Chief committed this crime.
Shout out to you for Persona 4 here, but I hope you've had a good lead up to Christmas, Stella.
Right.
We'll figure this out.
Same with you, Jasper and Corgi. Hope your lead us to Christmas have been good. Mine's been kind of mid, to be honest. Like, full transparency, streaming has been the best part about the lead up to Christmas. I'm playing games that I really like and I'm having fun with them.
Get out.
Yo, I want it.
Kiss. Soft. Soft.
Eh. No, it isn't. Yeah, I'm gonna stream Sonic on Christmas. I actually need to talk to Fishy before she becomes too busy for Christmas stuff. I want her to do just, I don't know, just a funny thing of like Prey dressed up in a shadow onesie holding a copy of the game and just being excited. I don't know, I think that's just cute because how the fuck do I have Fishy design Prey like Shadow? But I can put her in a Shadow onesie.
I will solve every mystery. I will not turn away from the truth.
Yako's the culprit. Everything is caused by Yako alone. He...
Yeah, it's this.
I think the slaughter artist. There's the murder weapon. We even killed the doctor. Yako acted alone. So what about this Anonymous? Even if they did, you'll never find out who they are. There is nothing connecting Yako to Anonymous.
Damn it. How you doing, Disco? I think you're in the server.
Speaking of which...
Oh, the map.
Yako's the culprit. Everything is done by Yako alone. He hired Fink the slaughter artist. There's the murder weapon. We even killed the doctor. Yako acted alone. So what about this Anonymous? Even if they did, you'll never find out who they are. There is nothing connecting Yako to Anonymous.
Hey, I need to not have doubt in myself. But funny music.
Chief Yako tried to hide this floor plan along with that photo of himself. It was strange for him to have this in the first place. This is the link between Anonymous and the Chief.
Kill you in the name of justice.
Bro, I don't have a good name for the server. I haven't for a long time. I just don't know what the fuck to call it.
Anonymous doesn't exist! Yako wanted everything! Who cares about some map?
Man, Pegasus Paradise actually makes sense.
It has nothing to do with the doctor's murder!
I don't think it's that.
This... Anyone can find it!
No, they can't.
This is the truth.
Steve Harvey voice. Yeah! Hey, look, it's Yumi.
The floor plan the Chief had was from the lab's storage.
Yeah. Bro, Pegasus Paradise is such a good fucking name. Oh my god. Why the fuck? And it's got the alliteration. My man. Genius.
But that room was locked. No one could enter it. It was completely sealed off.
Oh boy, all my fucking payments are coming out right now.
Only the director of the Peacekeepers had access. So, the only person who could have gotten that floor plan was Peacekeeper Director Yomi.
The anonymous person who gave Chief Yako the floor plan and pushed him to commit murder was... you! The director of the Peacekeepers! Yumi Hellsmile!
Hawaiian Lotion Buddies is funnier, but it's not as good. Pegasus Paradise is actually such a good fucking name.
You were the mastermind. You were pulling the strings from behind the scenes. You instigated the chief to commit murder!
I never thought someone as empty as me could feel so much emotion. This is the first time in my life I felt this angry.
How did you do it? What did you do to drive the chief to murder? Answer me!
I'm not telling you anything, idiot.
Huh?
So what if you figured it out? Who cares? It's too late now, you pathetic ingrates. Everyone died just as I planned. Now no one can stand in my way. No one can lay a hand on me. You should be grateful. I'm cleaning up this city.
What did you say?
Master, I hate to admit it, but Yumi's right. You can't do anything to him here.
Why not?
He manipulated Fuzzhead from behind the scenes, but he wasn't the one who murdered the doctor. This mystery labyrinth is for the murder of Dr. Huesca. You can't punish Yumi.
Then what can we do? He has to pay for what he did!
We can't do anything! That's why I'm freaking out too!
So, exposing the truth would be pointless?
No!
Then why have we been seeking it all this time?
You defeatist little bitch.
The truth is meaningless. I'm in charge in Kanai Ward. I have to laugh. Who could have guessed things would go so well? Yako Furio was a pain in the ass. The only reason I kept him alive is for this moment. He didn't even realize I was manipulating him into killing the doctor for me. How stupid can you be?
Well, Corgi, you weren't entirely lying. You know what? That actually makes it better because it was more believable because it had some truth to it.
You'll pay for this.
Master, time's up. The mystery labyrinth is about to be destroyed.
If only we had found out what he was up to sooner, we might have been able to stop him. Still, I should be able to bring this memory back into the real world. I'll remember this confession. I'm not sure if it'll help, but I'll interrogate him once we return to the real world.
It doesn't matter. I'll cover it all up. You're all nothing but scum beneath my feet. I'm untouchable. And now, I'm gonna dispose of you like the trash you are! Damn it!
Man's got some good evil laughs.
Execute these scumbags immediately. Criminals have no rights.
You will pay for this!
What's with that look? Are you seriously going to defy me? Well, I don't care. You're all going to die now.
This is real bad, Master. He's serious.
Wait. Director Yomi Hellsmile. We know all about your secret dealings with Dr. Weska.
What? Did you say something? Maybe I'll kill the loudest one of you first. If you have something to say, go ahead. I can't hear you. Come on, who wants to be the first to die?
Damn it!
Forget it. I guess I'll just kill both of you at the same time.
Bro, he's fucking dual wielding assault
One
rifles.
thing we say. If he was the real culprit, I'd both kill him.
It's all going exactly how he wants. Solving the case didn't help anything.
Goodbye. Hope you enjoy the worst nightmare of your life as you die.
The only one who will be having nightmares is you.
The boy!
You! I thought you went back to the surface. What are you doing here?
Well, Yomi, there's something I want you to see. What do you think of this?
Silly little gamer. Oh, there we go. His cane transformed into a whip. That's where he got the whip.
How did you get that?
Most of the secret deals you've been making over the years are listed here. Looks like someone's been cooking the books. You conspired with Dr. Weska and leaked Amaterasu's technology to other national enterprises. And with the money you obtained, you bribed the right people to control this city.
Lies! You made that all up! Hey! I don't care if he is the CEO. Arrest this masked freak! We can't let this outsider barge in here and take control of this city! Capture him, execute him, chop his head off, crush his skull! What's wrong? Why are you just standing there? If you're scared, then I'll offer a bounty. Whoever kills him gets 100 million yen! Why won't you obey me? He's using false information to tear the Peacekeepers apart! You want that? You'll all be out of a job! Kanai Ward is better off without people like him! This city's fallen into ruin ever since he showed up! Now follow my orders! This city doesn't belong to him. It belongs to me, the great Yumi!
I'm sorry, Director Yomi. This city doesn't belong to
She's not been cubed!
You... Martina, you're alive?
Makoto stopped the execution order you issued. I am here today thanks to him.
Martina is right. Kanai Ward belongs to everyone who lives here. It doesn't
Martina
belong
popping
to
with
you.
the Luger.
Shinigami?
Probably best to stay quiet and watch for now.
So, you're on that freak's side now?
I won't stand for this. You're a member of the Peacekeepers. I won't allow such insubordination!
Director Yomi, there's something I'd like to say to you. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to consult with a lawyer.
What?
Your reign is over, Yomi Hellsmile. Now, everyone, arrest the offending suspect. Please, do not be too rough. Even criminals have rights.
Damn it.
That's a big boy.
Mark my words, you masked bastard! Yumi Hellsmile will be back! And when I am, I'll kill you! I'll rip you to pieces for taking everything from me! You're all dead! I'll kill every last one of you!
As we discussed before, upon receiving his punishment, I hereby resign from my role in the Peacekeepers.
You don't have to.
I must. This is my way of taking responsibility as his accomplice.
I mean, like, you could have taken over.
Well, Chief Executive Makoto, I hope you will see to the rest.
But hey, at least,
Sorry for causing so much trouble.
At least Martina's
That
alive.
should settle things for now.
What's going on?
While the Peacekeepers had their hands full with the lab incident, I snuck into Yomi's room and looked around. And there, I found this file. It's all thanks to
Vivian got whipped.
Don't tell me. You meant to bring us here to be a decoy from the start?
It was all just a series of coincidences.
Looks like I wasn't able to die once again. Well, at least things worked out.
That was really dangerous. I thought you were done for, Master.
Tall man, thoughts?
Oh!
You okay, Vivia? I'll manage. Might have died if you hadn't shown up. The armor pal is still in here. Can we give that back?
I'm sorry about what happened to Chief Yako. With Yomi gone, there's a change in the winds of Kanai Ward. Even through the endless downpour, I will rebuild this city from the ground up.
It makes me wonder what the Chapter 5 stuff's gonna be, because Yomi's dealt with.
Because I love this city more than anyone else.
I see.
By the way, how did your investigation at the secret lab go? Did you find what you were looking for? You know, the so-called immortal monster, the homunculus.
No, I didn't find anything.
Maybe homunculi are just rumors. But let me know if you'd still like help in your search. If it's within my power, I'll permit you detectives to search anywhere in Kanai Ward.
Thanks.
Well, I need to get going. You should return to your friends. I'm sure they're worried about you.
Plus, you need to tell everyone what happened to Fuzzhead.
Oh, one more thing. I have a gift for you, my friend. To express my gratitude.
A gift?
Kanai Ward will be reborn, thanks to you.
I haven't done anything.
No, that's not true. Please, accept the gift. We're friends, aren't we? Oh, but don't open it yet. It's a bit of a surprise.
Sure. Okay.
See you later.
Did he just give me a bomb? Is Makoto actually a bad guy?
Look, he is back!
Halara, you need to stop. It's
Are you
not worth
alright?
it.
We saw a bunch of peacekeepers heading that way.
Well, how did the investigation go?
The case is closed.
Closed? Really?
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Now the chief can rest without any regrets.
Rest? Wait. Do you mean the chief? Wait, you're joking, right?
He passed away quite a while ago. I was hoping he would live until Yuma and the others returned, but there was nothing we could do.
A while ago? And that means he was dead before the Mystery Labyrinth. No, it can't be. Chief Yako,
Well, on the plus side,
please,
Yuma didn't kill him.
tell me you're only sleeping. I will turn back time now, so please, open your eyes.
Stop it. There's no need to keep pestering the chief.
But...
I wish I could do something too. He's dead. As a detective, you should understand that.
What's the DLC scenes on YouTube? Maybe.
Don't sob like a baby. I want to cry too, but...
Was he already dead? Or was
Bro,
he
the
due to
fucking
Mystery
stance he
Labyrinth?
took when he cried. He's like, he's
We'll never
powering
know.
up. Just, ah!
I think I'll head home now. My business here is done.
So cold-hearted. As usual. He's like an emotionless
What
robot.
am I fighting for?
Vivia. We should head back too. With the chief, of course.
Wendy must be at the thing fucking like, oh god, what's going on? We just come back with a corpse. Like, hey girl, he dead. This detective was not summoned to Kanai Ward. Why mention it? Fall and slumber for 8 hours without waking up, no matter what? Ugh, I don't know. Ugh, that's kind of intimidating.
Master, how long are you gonna let this get you down? I know you're shocked that Buzzhead was the culprit. But you and I solved it together, so shouldn't we be celebrating?
Solved it? Yes, we did learn the truth. But it didn't resolve anything. What's the point of solving something if it doesn't save
Did I
anyone?
just turn it back on? I think I did.
In the end, we still don't know why the chief did it. How could you even consider it solved?
I understand why you're upset. Alright, I'll leave you alone for now. Yuma? I thought you'd be here.
Hey girl.
Kurumi.
Hey! I just promised I'd give him some alone time!
Are you sure you should be walking around alone at this hour?
I heard about Chief Yako. Hey, Yuma. Did we make a mistake? If we didn't try to find that secret lab, maybe Chief Yako would still be alive.
I don't know if what we did was right or wrong. But either way, I think it would have ended like this eventually.
I'm glad to see that you've returned safely.
Thank you.
To tell the truth, while you were at the lab, I looked into Chief Yako's past a bit.
Huh?
I was just curious. Do you remember that talk on the submarine?
To me, this town is my life. My bitter past, my fun memories, they're all right here. I just wanted to protect the happiness I found within arm's reach. But it wasn't easy. It was too much for me to handle on my own. And as a result, I lost everything. I was an empty shell until you all came along.
In short, the chief lost his wife 4 years ago. She was a researcher at Amaterasu's lab.
The chief's wife was an Amaterasu researcher?
On top of that, his wife's death was declared an accident. But there seems to be more to the story. At the time, the lab's head researcher was suspected of leaking technological information. It was the chief's wife that blew the whistle. If what she said was true, he would have been removed. But on the day before the commission came to investigate, an experiment went wrong and exploded, killing her.
It's obvious that someone was trying to silence her.
Yeah. Chief Yako probably suspected that too. He was conducting his own investigation. In the end, I don't know what conclusion he reached.
So that's who the chief wanted to protect most. It's what he meant when he said he lost everything.
And the person his wife accused was... Weska.
Dr. Weska.
Do you know who that is?
No, it doesn't ring a bell. It's getting late. Let's head back to the detective agency. The chief's final words. I think they were actually meant for himself.
Yeah, the truth is cruel. Never in history has the truth been known to be kind. But you know what? Turning your eyes away from the truth and living a lie is harsh too. In the end, you can never look away from the truth. As long as you live, you must face that pain. So really, what's the point of worrying so much about it? When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
But I think he was wrong. Because everyone is mourning you, Chief.
You know, I'll figure out what I want to do with the DLCs, if I want to touch them at all.
I've made up my mind. No matter how cruel it may be, I will expose the truth hidden in this city.
Hey, did you come up with this dish yourself? I've never had anything so tasty.
Thank you. Cooking is all I'm really good at, after all.
This guy
Are
again?
you hungry? Can I make you something at the agency?
Well, I guess I haven't eaten in a while.
What? This Splatty is gonna mix something dangerous into your food. I suggest you stay far away. Alright. What should I make? I need to cheer you up. Ahead and make something in the kitchen.
She seems rather considerate. She's a nice girl.
Yeah.
I wish he'd be more considerate to me.
What you got, Vivs?
Yuma, does light shine into your world now that you've obtained the truth?
I don't know. It's like you said. I feel as though the world's ended. I tried so hard to find the truth. Should I not have done that?
You should ask yourself that tomorrow. The you of tomorrow will have an answer for the you of today.
As usual, I'm not quite sure what you mean, Vivia. What's that?
It was hidden in a drawer of the chief's desk. It seems like a letter from Anonymous.
Anonymous? You mean Yomi?
Of course, he didn't know Anonymous was Yomi. This letter mentioned the truth behind his wife's death 4 years ago.
The truth?
It describes how Dr. Weska conspired to murder her. The facts were laid out, cold and calculated. I wonder, how did the chief feel when he read it? It's not hard to imagine him burning with a desire for revenge against Dr. Weska. By the way, this letter arrived right after I was dispatched to Kanai Ward. In other words, the motive and means were both in the chief's hands.
So the letter was the trigger.
In my ghost form, I've seen the chief staring at this letter in secret many times. Back then, I didn't know what he was reading. But I know the chief was thinking about it constantly. Perhaps the map of the lab was sent together with this letter.
If so, then it was a total setup.
I'm sure the chief deeply regretted using our fortes as part of his crime. Or maybe that's just the truth I seek. Maybe it's nothing more than wishful thinking.
You might be right. I think the chief wavered back and forth the whole time.
Yeah, I agree.
Some people think Vivia is cold-hearted, but I think he cared deeply for the chief. He really did admire him.
Well, I think he's terrible at showing it. He needs to work on his facial expressions at the very least.
By the way, Yuma. Yomi definitely was the mastermind who worked in the shadows to put this together. With that aside, there's one more person I'm curious about.
You mean Makoto Kagutsuchi? I know. Do you think it was a coincidence he brought me to the lab today? Or... Oh, the phone.
It's a call from the WDO. We should go back inside.
Number 1. Muscle-bound body. Old man buff.
I know about Yako Furio. Who could have suspected that a proud detective of the WDO would commit murder?
He doesn't know anything.
If only the World Detective Organization had sent support to Kanai Ward sooner.
Stop it. There's no point in saying that now.
I can hear you. Enough idle talk. Focus. The only thing a detective must do is solve cases. Concentrate on solving mysteries. Emotions will only shackle you as a detective. Emotions must be discarded to reach a perfect solution through a perfect deduction. I know you're
Typing's
suffering
hardcore,
from the loss
yeah,
of
no.
your chief, but the investigation must continue. Until Kanai Ward's ultimate secret is revealed, the great global mystery will never be solved. These are heavy responsibilities. It demands your complete attention.
In that case, please tell us, what is the great global mystery? Many master detectives have already been killed. Keeping us in the dark could lead to more deaths. Like what happened to our chief.
Well, the great global mystery is a mass kidnapping case.
Huh? Kidnapping?
Yes, countless people from around the world have been kidnapped and taken to Kanai Ward. We are searching for the heinous criminal responsible.
Heinous criminal? Lots of people have been taken to Kanai Ward?
Is Makoto a bad guy? Oh no! Cringe.
But where could they gather that many people in this city?
Fuck, you know what would have been better? If instead of actually saying it myself, I actually got the soundboard to do it. Oh no! Cringe!
Well, I have an idea.
Huh? Seriously?
Alara seems to know something. You'd
Oh
better go have
no!
a chat, Master.
I fucking love that soundbite so much.
The restricted area. They could gather all the kidnapped people there.
Are we finally gonna get like an answer to that thing at the intro with like the zombies?
You're right. That would be the perfect place to hide them.
I was planning on discussing it later, but there is some new information about that place. It appears that the restricted area does in fact have a corpse disposal facility.
However, there are lots of rumors about the restricted area. For example, they even say it's a corpse disposal facility where bodies from Kanai Ward are dumped off. What? That rumor was true?
In Kanai Ward, corpses rot easily due to the humidity from the rain, so they are quick to retrieve bodies. The corpses are then loaded onto trucks and transported to the restricted area for disposal. But that process is managed by a department with a handful of people working directly for Amaterasu's CEO. On top of that, they are only involved in transportation. They aren't aware of what happens afterwards. How the bodies are buried and who buries them is a mystery.
All of this secrecy around the burials. It's suspiciously cautious.
The CEO is that Makoto guy, right? Does he have something to do with the corpse burials?
But how is the global kidnapping case related to a corpse disposal facility?
I know! They are forcing the kidnapped people to bury the bodies!
Alright, if you say so.
I doubt it. Why bother kidnapping just for that?
Anyway, there's definitely something happening in the city. Something sinister.
We just don't know what it is.
While we're at it, perhaps I should share the information I've obtained as well.
Huh? You got something too?
That anemic vampire knows something. I sure wish we'd gotten the whole story right away.
I don't know if it has anything to do with what's going on here. But while I was using spectral projection to search for the secret lab, I kept hearing about a strange rumor in town. There's a taboo among Kanai Ward's residents. Something they must never discuss in front of outsiders.
Taboo?
He's probably the only one who could have learned that. I doubt anyone would mention it in front of detectives.
So what was it about?
The Blank Week Mystery.
The Blank Week Mystery?
Unfortunately, all I know is its name, and that it's taboo to mention it in Kanai Ward.
Huh? That's it? I don't get it.
Well, it does sound ominous. Maybe it has something to do with the mass kidnapping and the restricted area.
But all we have to go on is the term.
The Blank Week Mystery is taboo in Kanai Ward. I wonder if Kurumi has heard about it. I should ask her after this meeting with number 1.
She's an informant who may be hiding information. If that's true, we'll have to torture the info out of her.
The Great Global Mystery, the Restricted Area, the Blank Week Mystery, and a heinous criminal pursued by the WDO. After coming this far, we're still discovering more mysteries. How are they all connected? What is going on in Kanai Ward?
Detectives, listen closely. If this case is ignored, then more people shall end up becoming the victims of this criminal. The
Love me
only
the blank
ones who
weeks.
can stop it, the only ones are us detectives. The World Detective Organization will never overlook a mystery. Any and all truths must be exposed, understand? We are aiming, as always, for a perfect solution. And as long as I'm involved in this investigation, I will be the one to guide us toward finding that perfect solution. Our moment of truth is finally at hand. Go forth, proud detectives. Eliminate all mystery.
What? What's going on?
What was that flash?
Number one, I heard an explosion. What's that? Another branch. A news flash. All right, give me the video feed.
We bring you breaking news. The WDO headquarters has been struck by a terrorist bombing. Here's live footage from the scene. You can see the fierce fire consuming it.
That's not good.
For those...
Hang on.
Oh no! Cringe!
Those of you just tuning in.
Terror attack?
Hold on. The World Detective Organization? No way. Impossible.
What is this? What is happening? Master, this is...
Smoke bomb!
What is this?
I must rewind.
No, it's gas. Everyone, hold your breath.
Makoto was a bad guy all along?
Hey, Master! Master!
I don't want to get too far into chapter 5. I might end a little early. I was expecting to get an A for that. Considering I got a C for my stamina. God damn. Danger dodge. Yeah. Where I guess my C's in the Vivia fight. Yeah, the Shinigami puzzle. Yeah, the Shinigami puzzle was not good. Somehow an S still, but sure. Yeah, literally. I think I stop here. Like, genuinely, I think this is a good stop point. And we can come into chapter 5 completely blind. No theory starting, just completely blind. That and, I don't know, my mind's a little out of it. I don't think I really want to do too much more tonight. So for VOD friends, one more chapter to go. I know there's an epilogue and stuff, but eh. What if the answer to the homunculus in the very next scene? Oh, I'll find out next week.